Chosen one. Don't scroll. Pause for a moment. Because what you survived was not normal. What you endured was not small. And what tried to break you was not random. There was an attack on your peace. An attack on your confidence. An attack on your identity. An attack on your future. And for a while it looked like it was working. You felt weaker. You felt tired. You felt misunderstood. You felt forgotten. You questioned yourself. You questioned your path. You even questioned God. And the enemy whispered, "This is it. This is where they fall." But what the enemy didn't know was that God was using the very thing sent to destroy you, to develop you. Let's be honest. There were nights you didn't tell anyone about. Moments you smiled in public but broke in private. Battles you fought in silence. You weren't just tired physically. You were exhausted spiritually. It felt like every time you tried to rise, something pushed you back down. Every time you tried to heal, something reopened the wound. Every time you tried to move forward, something blocked your path. It didn't feel like coincidence. It felt targeted. Because it was. The enemy doesn't attack what is ordinary. He attacks what carries purpose. He doesn't waste time on empty vessels. He targets potential. And the intensity of what came against you was confirmation of what is inside you. The enemy thought betrayal would harden you. Instead, it made you wiser. The enemy thought rejection would shrink you. Instead, it redirected you. The enemy thought loss would finish you. Instead, it refined you. The enemy thought isolation would weaken you. Instead, it deepened you. Everything that was meant to crush you started building you from the inside out. There was a season where you felt like you were losing everything. Relationships shifted. Plans collapsed. Support disappeared. Opportunities dried up. You wondered, why is everything being stripped away? But what looked like stripping was actually shaping. Because before elevation comes separation. Before promotion comes preparation. Before visibility comes isolation. God will often allow pressure to build strength you didn't know you needed. Think about iron. Iron doesn't become a sword without fire. It doesn't become strong without pressure. It doesn't become sharp without friction. And neither do you. The fire you went through was not to burn you. It was to forge you. The pressure wasn't to suffocate you. It was to strengthen you. The friction wasn't to destroy you. It was to sharpen you. But while you were in it, it didn't feel like shaping. It felt like survival. There were moments you almost gave up. Moments you almost quit. Moments you almost settled. Moments you almost went back to what was comfortable but toxic. And the enemy was waiting. Waiting for you to collapse. Waiting for you to break character. Waiting for you to lose faith. Waiting for you to choose bitterness. Because bitterness would have stopped your growth. Bitterness would have chained you to the pain. Bitterness would have turned your wound into your identity. But you didn't fold. You cried, but you didn't quit. You doubted, but you kept moving. You were confused, but you stayed standing. And that changed everything. The enemy thought the attack would end you. But it exposed you. Exposed your resilience. Exposed your depth. Exposed your endurance. Exposed your calling. You discovered strength you didn't know you had. You developed discernment you didn't have before. You built boundaries you were once afraid to set. The attack revealed your evolution. Here's something powerful. Sometimes God doesn't stop the attack because He trusts what He built inside you. He knows what you're made of. He knows the strength buried beneath your fear. He knows the wisdom hidden inside your pain. He knows the power forming inside your pressure. So instead of removing the storm, He strengthens the foundation. Instead of blocking the fire, He refines the gold. Instead of canceling the battle, He trains the warrior. You thought you were falling apart, but you were actually falling into alignment. The people who left, they couldn't go where you're going. The opportunities that failed, they were too small for your future. The plans that collapsed, they were limiting your expansion. Sometimes collapse is correction. Sometimes heartbreak is protection. Sometimes the breakdown is a breakthrough in disguise. The enemy wanted you distracted. Distracted by pain. Distracted by drama. Distracted by comparison. Distracted by fear. because a distracted person forgets their purpose. But pain woke you up. You started seeing clearly. You started choosing carefully. You started protecting your energy. You started valuing your peace. What was meant to blind you actually sharpened your vision. Let's talk about the isolation. That lonely season. The season where nobody really understood you. Where conversations felt shallow. Where you felt different from your old circle. Where you outgrew places you once belonged. It felt uncomfortable, but isolation is often incubation. God was growing something in you that couldn't develop in noise. He was building discipline, building character, building clarity, building confidence. Silence became your teacher, and solitude became your training ground. The enemy thought you would collapse under pressure, but pressure revealed your capacity. You didn't become weaker. You became selective. You didn't become cold. You became discerning. You didn't become distant. You became focused. Growth looks strange to people who benefited from your weakness. That's why some people said you changed. You did. You had to. There's a reason the attack was so intense. Because the calling is heavy. There's a reason the battle was so personal. Because the assignment is powerful. There's a reason the enemy fought so hard. Because heaven has something significant prepared for you. Attacks don't come without purpose, and survival is proof of destiny. You are not the same person who entered the storm. You are stronger, quieter, wiser, more grounded. You don't react the same. You don't chase the same. You don't tolerate the same. The enemy thought pain would define you, but God used pain to design you. And this is only the beginning. You survived something that was supposed to silence you. Let that sink in. There was a chapter in your life that looked like the end. The kind of chapter where everything felt dark at the same time. Your confidence dropped. Your circle got smaller. Your plans fell apart. And your prayers felt like they were hitting the ceiling. The enemy thought that was your breaking point. But it was your building point. Because while you were crying, God was carving. While you were doubting, God was developing. While you were confused, God was constructing something inside you that no one could see yet. The enemy saw weakness. God saw transformation. You didn't just go through pain. You went through a process that stripped you of dependency on people, a process that forced you to depend on God, a process that made you sit with yourself, a process that exposed what was real and what was fake. And that process changed you. You don't beg for attention anymore. You don't chase validation anymore. You don't entertain disrespect anymore. You don't panic the way you used to. Why? Because the storm matured you. The enemy thought pressure would break your identity. Instead, it revealed it. There's something powerful about surviving what was meant to destroy you. It shifts your posture. You walk differently. You think differently. You speak differently. You're no longer desperate. You're deliberate. You're no longer emotional about everything. You're intentional, and that scares the enemy more than your tears ever did. Because now you're aware. Aware of your worth. Aware of your calling. Aware of your boundaries. Aware of your strength. And awareness is power. The enemy wanted you distracted by pain, but pain made you disciplined. You started protecting your time, protecting your peace, protecting your energy. You stopped explaining yourself to people who never tried to understand you. You stopped forcing connections that felt heavy. You stopped shrinking to make others comfortable. That's growth, and growth is dangerous to anything that tried to control you. You see, when the enemy attacks, it's usually because something in your future is threatening him. The intensity of the battle revealed the size of the blessing. The depth of the pain revealed the height of the calling. The weight of the pressure revealed the strength of the purpose. You weren't attacked because you were weak. You were attacked because you were valuable. And the enemy miscalculated. He thought isolation would make you insecure. Instead, it made you independent. He thought betrayal would make you bitter. Instead, it made you discerning. He thought delay would make you quit. Instead, it built endurance. Everything flipped. You used to pray for things to work out the way you planned. Now you pray for alignment. You used to chase outcomes. Now you chase peace. You used to fear being alone. Now you understand solitude builds clarity. That's what shaping looks like. It's not glamorous. It's not loud. It's not immediate. It's slow, deep, intentional. God was building depth in you that surface-level success could never give. And here's the truth. Some people only knew the unshaped version of you. They knew the version that tolerated disrespect, the version that overextended, the version that overexplained, the version that doubted. But they don't know this version. The shaped version, the refined version, the focused version, the grounded version, and they might not understand it. That's okay. Growth often makes you unfamiliar to people who benefited from your old boundaries. The enemy thought you would fold under the weight, but you adapted. You learned to sit in discomfort without reacting. You learned to trust God without seeing the full picture. You learned to let go without having all the answers. And that's maturity. You're not who you were. And that's the point. God didn't allow the fire to burn you. He allowed it to burn off what couldn't go with you. The insecurity, the fear, the need to prove yourself, the attachment to what was temporary. Now you move differently, quietly confident, strategically patient, spiritually aware. There's a reason you didn't collapse. There's a reason you didn't lose your mind. There's a reason you didn't quit. Because the same God who allowed the storm was standing in it with you, even when you didn't feel him, even when you questioned him, even when you felt abandoned. He was shaping you in silence, preparing you for rooms that require confidence, preparing you for responsibilities that require strength, preparing you for influence that requires character. You were never being destroyed. You were being developed. And now the enemy sees what God was building. He sees your stability. He sees your clarity. He sees your emotional control. He sees your faith is stronger, not weaker. The attack failed, not because it wasn't painful, but because it didn't change your alignment. You stayed connected to God. You stayed rooted. You stayed growing. And that's why what was meant to end you ended up elevating you. This wasn't random. This wasn't accidental. This was shaping. You are not the victim of your story. You are the evidence of God's refining process. And the same pressure that tried to crush you is now the foundation of your strength. You didn't just survive the attack. You evolved through it. And this next season, it's not about surviving anymore. It's about stepping into what you were shaped for. They thought it would break you. They thought the pressure, the betrayal, the delay would finish your story. But what was sent to destroy, you became the fire that refined you. God didn't waste your pain, he used it. Every tear shaped your strength. Every setback built your faith. You're not ending. You're becoming.